Coach, country music at practices today?
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm not sure what happened. I think that was just early for you guys, and then they shut it off.
Well, we heard some in the weight room. You guys getting ready for some country music playing in
You're saying the Nashville theme, huh? Maybe so. Maybe so. I'm sure they'll be playing country in there.
You guys set yet?
Not yet. Yeah, I thought it was a good day today. We needed it. A lot of red zone, third down. It was fast. They competed. They protected each other. It was hot. It was 97 on the field today. So it was a good day.
You've had a lot of season openers over the years. I'm sure you've had teams that you felt good about or maybe not as great about. Do you feel like you have a good handle on where a team is going into a year, or is there always going to be a curveball thrown at you that you can never quite simulate?
You talking about our team or their team?
Your team.
Yeah, I think there will be. I mean, every time I start to think I know how we're going to go play and what to expect, I know that's not usually the case. There'll probably be somebody, make a few plays we weren't expecting or play really well, and there'll be somebody that we're probably disappointed in their performance. The guys have done everything, coaches and players, to this point to really prepare to go play like we're capable. Is that going to be good enough to beat Vanderbilt? I don't know. I don't know enough about their team to know, how good they're going to be when they stroll out there. But I want to make sure we've given ourselves every chance to play to our capabilities, and I think we're doing that.
With the older roster, has it been more of a business-like approach to an opener versus the get the jitters out and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so. They're a mature group, and they've had a lot of first games, but I think they're anxious. I think everybody's anxious. For most teams, you come out of camp and you're just ready to go play somebody else. I think we got some of that going on for sure.
We didn't see Gallo at practice today.
Yeah, Nick was at the doctor's today.
On the topic of tight ends, I know a lot of people, notice tight ends so much when they're catching passes. What have you noticed about the way those guys have developed in terms of pass blocking?
I tell you, the biggest thing I notice is I don't notice them in the run game. They're not getting their butt beat, and that's been the case a little bit. We're giving plays a better chance to to get started. I'm not hollering at those guys for whiffing, so it's been better that way.
The nickel position was left off the depth chart with Dorn and Strong. You kind of know what you're getting there. How are you evaluating Jalen Jones and Thomas Williams ahead of this game?
Yeah, Thomas just hasn't had enough reps at it, so I don't foresee him. It'd be an emergency situation. But with Jalen, he's much improved at the position. I think he's got a really good handle on it. So I think he's got a good chance to be the guy we roll out there first. But certainly, based on who they end up really relying on at that slot, you could see Dorian slide in there. They both know the position.
I know it probably comes down to individual cases, but would you prefer to redshirt as many freshmen as you can in this class? I think only Quentin was on the 2 deep.
Yeah, I think this 4-game rule and playing in the postseason really helps. You could take, you could take Keelan and Chance, and you can redshirt some guys. Tucker, you could do some things on special teams. Tyler Mason, couple him with Chance and Keelan Adams, and you get 12 games. You play each of them in 4 games, and maybe they get a little action at their position, but the majority of the work's at special teams to help them grow as a player.
How ahead of that do you have to be as a coaching staff?
Yeah, we've already had a lot of conversations about it. Most of it's related to special teams. Braylon Johnson is a guy right now that we're trying to hold a little bit. That we burnt his shirt last year, and there's a lot of momentum to kind of see if we can't shirt him this year, but things have to work out right.
You're going to have Braylon work more with the safeties this camp, or this
we are.
season, just to get him, weight up and everything to get him ready for, next spring.
I personally think his future is at safety. He's a really smart player. He's got great length. He's going to fill out, as he keeps working in the program. And if we have the luxury and we can afford to redshirt him, I think it benefits him and us. But based on injuries and performance and different things, we got to keep bringing him along. So he spends half the practice on the varsity field and half the practice over there with the look squad.
I talked to him at media day, and he said.
I'm sorry, to who?
I talked to Braylon at media day, and he said that he hopes by next year he can be a guy that can play all 4 secondary spots because he had time playing field corner last year. He cross-trained, I believe, at boundary in the spring and now at safety. Is that something you can envision him doing?
Yes. He's got the football IQ to play all 4. And he's got traits that align to corner and traits that align to safety. Just got to keep getting bigger and stronger, and things are going to work out for him.
Ali was listed as the backup punt returner. Obviously, you know what you have in Jalen. What stood out to you about him fielding punts?
I'm going to be honest, he was the most sure-handed the entire camp. He's had a great camp. He's slimmed up. This is the best I've seen him practice since he's been here, this period of time, these 3 weeks. So, but he stepped in there. He really gets his body in good position to field those punts. And I don't know that he's let one hit the ground. He's been really consistent there.
Are you all surprised Stephen Gosnell is in the position he is to be ready to suit up?
Knowing Steve, no. He researched all the best, food and liquids and supplements to help him recover. He worked his butt off. I'm not surprised, and he's ready to go.
As far as logistics leading up to it, are you guys kind of doing the same kind of schedule you did like at the end of last year that worked so well for you guys?
Yeah, we're going to go by, we'll do everything here and then get on the plane, and we'll go by their stadium for a few minutes and get the guys off the bus and get to the hotel. We'll do a team share, personal share, a guy or two, and break bread together. And then they've got a little block of time where they can come down and get a snack. But we're going to get them lights out a little earlier because we got an earlier wake-up call.
You mentioned how warm it was on the field today. Does that help just get them acclimated to the weather, it being this hot, especially throughout the week?
I hope so. I think it's as opposed to being 75 out here and cool, which we get sometimes in Blacksburg, it was a hot day, which is good.